Hello everyone, in this training session, we will be covering input value. Let's first walk through the process flow. The user will start by initiating the process, then navigate to input value to create a new record. All mandatory fields need to be filled in, and once done, the record should be saved. This completes the process. Before you start, make sure the organization is already created. To follow the steps, go to General Setup. Under General Definition, open Input Value. Click to add a new record. Enter the value as amount and pay_value. Save the record. Now let's move on to the system and see how this process is carried out step by step. To begin with, this is our login screen. Here, we will log in using the admin user credentials. Enter the admin username and password, then click on the Login button. Once the login is successful, the home screen will appear. On this screen, some default widgets will display. These widgets provide us with useful information at a glance. Currently, no information or data is displayed. Once the configuration is completed and transaction data is entered, the widgets and charts on the home screen will begin to display the relevant data. On the right-hand side, you will find the User Profile section. It displays the role with which the user has logged in. If the user has access to multiple roles or organizations, they can switch roles and select the desired organization. After making the selection, clicking the Change button will update the active role. Currently we are logged in as HR admin to proceed with the organization. Now, let's move to the left side menu. As you interact with it, several folders will display. We will open the HR Management folder. Once it expands, you will notice a list of different modules under it. From there we will navigate to the General Setup folder. Next, go to General Definitions and finally select Input Value. If no record exists, the Input Value screen will open in a single layout view to create the first record. However, if records have already been created and you want to add another one, the screen will appear in a multi-view layout. To create a new entry, the user needs to select the New Record option. All mandatory fields will be clearly marked in red. As you can see here, since no record has been created yet, the screen has opened in the single layout view. Here, we have the organization field and the name field. Before performing this activity, the organization should already be defined. In the drop-down list, we can see two organizations. One is marked with a star, and the other is a specifically created organization. The organization field is auto-filled based on the user's login organization. If there are multiple organizations, and the configuration and rules are the same for all, the user can select the star. However, if there is only one organization, the user can proceed with the configuration under the specific organization. Next to it we have the name field, where we define the input value as required by the use case. For the payroll configuration use case, we are using the input value as amount. When a calculation is required for any payroll component, the user needs to define the input value as amount. If there is no calculation involved and the system needs to pay a fixed value, in that case, we use pay_value. So here, we will first create the input value as amount and save the record. Then, we will create another entry by selecting New Record, choosing the appropriate organization, entering the name as pay_value, and saving the record. When the user toggles the record, in multi-view, the user can see two input values are created. That concludes this session on input value. Thank you for attending.